Finding peace on the lonely path of the high road, 5 transformative ways to embrace your journey. Life is full of choices, and for some, the choice to walk the high road is not an easy one. The high road is about striving for the best version of yourself, following your values, and choosing what aligns with your highest purpose. It's a path that requires courage, sacrifice, and, at times, solitude. You may find yourself feeling lonely, overwhelmed, or isolated as you pursue your dreams and navigate personal growth. However, within that loneliness is an opportunity, a chance to cultivate inner peace that will not only help you find strength in isolation, but also transform your journey into one of profound fulfillment. Here are 5 transformative ways to find peace on the lonely path of the high road. 1. Embrace your inner compass, trust your unique path. The high road often requires difficult decisions that set you apart from the crowd. You may feel the sting of loneliness as you face choices that others might not understand, and this can lead to feelings of isolation or self-doubt. But here's the truth. Walking the high road is a deeply personal journey, one that can only be guided by your inner compass. Your values, beliefs, and life experiences make you unique, and when you trust in your authentic self, you'll begin to see that the loneliness is not a sign of being lost. It's the feeling of walking in alignment with who you truly are. When you're true to yourself, you're not seeking approval from others. You're seeking personal alignment with your deepest purpose. The high road is not about pleasing others, but about answering the call within. The loneliness that accompanies this path is often a sign of your commitment to personal growth, and as such, it's an invitation to reconnect with yourself and reaffirm your values. How to practice it. Begin by taking time each day for reflection. Engage in journaling or meditation to reconnect with your inner thoughts and feelings. Create a list of your core values and prioritize them in your decision-making process. This acts as your internal guide. When faced with a tough choice, ask yourself, does this decision align with my authentic self? Or am I compromising who I am for external validation? This internal alignment will not only bring clarity to your decisions, but will make the path ahead feel more purposeful, even when others may not fully understand. 2. Practice compassion for yourself. Nurture your own journey. Loneliness on the high road often arises from a sense of being misunderstood or different. You may question yourself, wondering whether you are on the right path or struggle with feelings of inadequacy. In these moments, it is essential to practice compassion for yourself. Recognize that the challenges you face are a natural part of your growth. Every successful person has faced moments of doubt, fear, and isolation. What distinguishes those who thrive is their ability to treat themselves with kindness in those moments. Self-compassion is not about avoiding the challenges. It's about approaching them with understanding and gentleness. It's about recognizing that making mistakes, facing setbacks, or feeling lonely are not signs of failure, but part of the process of becoming your truest self. When you forgive yourself for perceived shortcomings and treat yourself with love, you create the emotional space necessary for growth. How to practice it? Start by becoming aware of your self-talk. Notice when you're being overly critical or harsh with yourself and shift those thoughts to a more nurturing and supportive voice. Make self-care a priority. This doesn't just mean physical care, but also emotional and mental care. Take breaks when needed and engage in activities that refresh your spirit. Practice mindfulness in difficult moments, acknowledging your feelings without judgment. Allow yourself to feel sadness or frustration, and then gently guide yourself back to a place of self-compassion. By practicing self-compassion, you begin to dissolve the barriers that loneliness erects. You'll discover that you don't need anyone else's approval to feel at peace with your journey. 3. Cultivate mindfulness in every step. Be present on your path. When you're on the high road, it's easy to become overwhelmed by the future or burdened by the past. You may wonder whether you're on the right track or fear that you're missing out on something. Mindfulness is a practice that brings you back to the present moment. It helps you stay grounded and appreciate the journey as it unfolds, rather than worrying about where it might lead. Mindfulness teaches you to focus on the here and now. It helps you cultivate gratitude for the small moments of beauty and joy that appear on your path, even when you feel alone. When you are mindful, you are no longer consumed by the need for external validation or success. You can appreciate the process of growth and transformation, knowing that each step you take, no matter how small, is a victory. How to practice it? Engage in mindful activities such as yoga, walking, or eating. Pay full attention to the sensations, sounds, and smells around you. Set aside time each day for meditation. Even 5 minutes of quiet reflection can help you center yourself and foster a sense of peace. When negative thoughts arise, pause and bring your attention back to the present moment. Practice deep breathing to ground yourself in the now. The beauty of mindfulness is that it helps you embrace the solitude of the high road with ease, transforming it from a feeling of isolation to one of peace and inner calm. 4. Connect with like-minded souls. Build meaningful relationships. Although the high road can sometimes feel solitary, it's important to remember that you are not alone. There are others who share your values, your passion, and your pursuit of personal growth. Connecting with like-minded souls can provide a deep sense of companionship and support, even when you're walking a path that requires independence. These connections may not always be abundant, but they are precious. When you find individuals who understand your journey and share your worldview, it creates a sense of community that alleviates feelings of loneliness. Mentors, peers, or supportive friends who share your values can offer insights, encouragement, and companionship along the way. How to practice it? Reach out to individuals who inspire you. Whether it's through networking events, online groups, or community organizations, seek out those who share your passion. Be open to vulnerability. Sometimes the most profound connections come from showing others your true self. Build a community around shared values. Create or join a support group where people can come together to discuss challenges, share wisdom, and offer encouragement. Building relationships with those who understand your path creates a support network that can be an invaluable resource when loneliness threatens to overwhelm you. 5. Surrender to the flow of life. Trust in the process. The high road often comes with uncertainty. You can plan, work hard, and make decisions with the best intentions, but the road ahead may still feel unpredictable. This is where surrendering to the flow of life becomes essential. Surrendering does not mean giving up or being passive. Rather, it's about releasing the need for complete control. Life is filled with unknowns, and the more you try to force outcomes, the more resistance you may face. When you trust in the process and allow life to unfold organically, you open yourself to the possibility that things may unfold in ways you hadn't anticipated, but that are ultimately for your highest good. This release of control brings peace as you stop fighting against the natural rhythm of life and instead embrace the adventure of the unknown. How to practice it? Practice letting go of things outside of your control. Focus your energy on what you can control, your attitude, your actions, and your perspective. Trust that each step you take, no matter how uncertain, is bringing you closer to the life you're meant to lead. Engage in practices that cultivate patience and acceptance, such as breathwork or guided meditation focused on surrender and trust. When you surrender to the flow of life, you realize that the high road, with all its challenges, is not a path to be feared, but one to be embraced with open arms and an open heart. Conclusion: the path to peace is one of courage and self-discovery. The lonely path of the high road is not without its challenges. It requires courage, strength, and the willingness to walk alone at times. However, within that solitude lies the potential for profound peace. By embracing your inner compass, practicing self-compassion, cultivating mindfulness, connecting with like-minded souls, and surrendering to the flow of life, you can transform your journey. The high road may feel lonely at times, but it is also a path of self-discovery, growth, and ultimate fulfillment. Embrace it with open arms, for peace is not something to find at the destination. It is something to cultivate along the way.